2021 was one of the quickest, most action-packed years of my life. Like any year, it was full of remarkable highs and wrecking lows. Despite many hardships in the beginning of the year, I came out on top and made 2021 my year. My name is Jenna. Come rewind with me. I rang in the new year at the top of Devil's Bridge in Sedona, Arizona with my favorite person. I continued on in my career as a COVID travel nurse, and I was feeling on top of the world until I wasn't. By February, I was suffering from depression and anxiety related to the last year of my job. I dreaded going into work every single day. I even spoke out about it on TikTok and ended up going sort of viral. This reignited my creative side, and I started putting more of my heart into my vlog and social medias as we went into March. This was when I began to focus on my recovery as a frontline worker and began unpacking what I suppressed from the last year. I went to Mexico and helped build a house for a lovely family. This trip made strides in my healing and reminded me just what I have to be thankful for. By the end of this month, COVID was on a downturn and my travel contract was canceled. In a desperate attempt to find a new job, I ventured into emergency nursing. In April, one of my YouTube videos became more successful than I had intended with 11,000 views. May was the month of cancellations. I had planned to visit 7 new countries this year, and all were canceled due to the upswing of the continuing pandemic. Rather than let this get me down, I decided to put my money towards exploring more of my own country. June led my family to Orlando, Florida, where we reminisced on old memories and created new ones. I made poor attempts at teaching my sister how to surf and lived out my childhood wizard dreams. July brought me and some of my favorite people to Los Angeles, California, where we took pictures with our favorite celebrities and swam in the ocean with dogs. August brought me back to Sedona, Arizona, where I had a relaxing camping trip with my family. At the end of August, I bought my first professional camera, the Sony a7 II. In September, my boyfriend spoiled me with a birthday trip to Disney's California Adventure, where we went to my very first Oogie Boogie Bash. By October, I realized that the biggest thing holding me back from my happiness was bedside nursing. So I quit. And that was when my travel train was in full motion. I started off the month flying to San Diego, California, where I explored some of the best parts of this beach city with my family. When I returned to Arizona, my sister and I went to our very first Country of Thunder in Florence. As October came to a close, I flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, where I started my training as a traveling aesthetic nurse. This was one of the most life-changing trips for me because it was when I finally felt like I was beginning to truly recover. I took time reflecting with myself while hiking some of the coolest trails and seeing some of the most otherworldly sights. In November, I flew back home and began my new career around Arizona. December felt like a never-ending whirlwind. I started out the month by filming my very first wedding, which is a huge step as a videographer. Before the sun even rose the next day, I got on a plane to head to Denver, Colorado, where I spent 24 hours exploring the best nooks and crannies. This was also where one of the scariest things happened since I became a solo traveler. This travel hiccup was quickly cured by another visit to Salt Lake City, where I celebrated the week leading up to Christmas with snow. I then flew back home to spend the holidays with my family, which led us to Show Low, Arizona. Here we skied and snowboarded to our heart's content. As 2021 came to a close, I made my last out-of-state trip to Indiana. This is when I learned how crazy flying during the holidays is and how to drive in the snow. Once my assignment was done, I flew back home to end the year in my favorite person's arms. Even though 2021 is home to one of my breaking points, it is also home to so much growth and joy. Even though I didn't travel the globe as I had intended, I got to explore so much of my own country. After 10 road trips, 13 flights, a ferry, and over 16,000 total miles, I am happy to call 2021 my year of travel. I have full intentions of beating those numbers in 2022, and I hope you'll join me.